One thing that you guys will learn with me is that refining your entry is very, very crucial, so that way you can get a bigger risk to reward. Now, in this case, we can see that this is a point of interest which I will take in consideration. Therefore, I go into smaller time frames, 5-minute and 3-minute time frame. Now, when I come to the 5-minute time frame, I can see one certain thing. In this case, is going to be that market was trying to make a accumulation of price, but it did look like it made it right here in this zone. Okay. Now, for that, I could go ahead and leave it as if, but the reason why I did not leave this as if right here for a point of interest is due to the fact that the most closest psychological level to this point right here is our 3-4-500, and you can see how the 3-4-500 is very far apart from our accumulation of price. If we were to put on the accumulation of price, I typically want to put it within the middle zone, and we can see that our near psychological level is at 1.34500, which is the closest one to our point of interest. So therefore, that is the reason I decided to not put a sell limit over here and refine my entry a lot more within this zone. So the way I refine this entry is going to smaller time frames such as the 3-minute and potentially 1-minute. Now the 3-minute was showing more than enough. One thing that the 3-minute was showing me here was the fact that there was a nice point of interest created in this zone. And due to the fact that there was a nice point of interest created in this zone, this is the area that I was going to pay attention to. And as you guys can clearly see, this is a nice point of interest. Now, the next thing is going to be, what is the next nearest psychological level from this right here, which is the 1.34422. Now, of course, the next psychological level closest to that is going to be the 1.34425, which is going to be a quarter theory level. But in my case, I saw it's very, very close from that overall buyer's climax, and market does tend to at least wick between 5 to 12 pips above that buyer's climax. So in this case, I want to go ahead and refine it and put it to next clearest, the next closest psychological level, which would have been the half level of 1.34450, and that's exactly where I decided to go and put my sell limit. I showed you guys on my MT4 what was my entry, and you guys can see that it was right on point. So let's go ahead and refine this. This means that our stop loss will be no greater than above this point of interest, and psychological level would be 1.34525. So that would be about our stop loss for that zone, our entry, and this would be our zone. Okay, so this right here, the first horizontal ray, which is from the buyer's climax, is just a alert to alert us that market is coming close to our potential entry, to keep an eye for it. In this case, I decided to go ahead and put a sell limit because I was going to go to sleep. I was trading London session, and I decided to go to sleep so that way I don't wake up to New York session and trade it. So I decided to go ahead and put a sell limit in that zone, which is at the 1.34450, and leave my stop loss over at 1.34525. As you guys can see, market came very, very nicely into the buyer's climax zone, which is the 1.34422, and came right through into our second and nearest psychological level, in this case 1.34450. And let me just go ahead and break it down for you guys, that way you guys can see exactly where my entry was, where my stop loss was, and where we are currently at when it comes to this risk to reward, which is very, very important. Stop loss was about 7.5 pips, and market right now is currently running at about 130 pips, which is a nice risk to reward, leading us for a potential 1 to 17, almost 1 to 18, meaning that for every 1% that you were risking on this trade, you could potentially gain an approximately about 18%. This is a nice trade, a nice 7.5 pip stop loss, a nice overall movement to the downside of 130 plus pips. And as you guys can see, I showed you guys, let's go to the 1-minute time frame so that way you guys can see the entry. And there is 0 to no drawdown on this entry. Luckily, the broker was able to put me in, because typically if you have spread, it might have not put you in. So luckily my broker has raw spread, and I was able to go ahead and enter on this trade to the downside with little to no spread for a nice almost 18 to 1 risk reward. So with that said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what you'd like to see next. If you did enjoy it, as always, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you'd like to see next, and I'll see you guys next time. Have a good one. Bye-bye.